Hello, everybody. My name's Dan, and I'm starting this YouTube channel. It is called Get Off My Lawn Sports Cards. The name comes from a couple guys that I hang out with that occasionally tell me that, they'll say that, get off my lawn. So there's the name. So background on me, I grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and about 20 years ago, I moved south of the Mackinac Bridge. We used to call those people trolls, and so I've been a troll now for 20 years, and not an internet troll, but a Mackinac uh, bridge troll. And I recently retired, and so some people say maybe start a YouTube channel, talk a little bit about sports cards. So I figure, well, I'll give it a chance. We'll see what happens. So my brother also runs a channel. The background might look a little familiar if you have been on his channel. His handle is AK Endless Sports Cards, and so if you haven't give his place a chance, give it a chance. He's got some really good content. So I want to talk a little bit about the 2023 National. It's been a couple of weeks now, and I was going to shoot some video earlier, but didn't really know a lot about how to do it. Plus, when I got home from the National, I don't know if this happened to any of you guys coming back from the National, but I got pretty sick. I think I had bronchitis for about 10 days, almost 2 weeks, where I was just really didn't feel well, didn't have a lot of energy. I took a COVID test even, it didn't have COVID. But yeah, something was wrong there for about 10 days. So I just took a lot of cough medicine and Mucinex, and then slowly but surely, I kind of got rid of it, got to beat it. So just a few things about the National. If you were at the National, you were not alone. There was a lot of people there. It was shoulder to shoulder. We went for all 5 days. We were there early entry Wednesday, all the way through Sunday. We only spent about 2 hours on Sunday at the National. Did get a few good deals, though. It was worth going. Normally, people are packing up for the National on Sunday. Not a lot of deals, but on Sunday, that particular day, there were some deals that were had. So it would have paid. We didn't really get around the entire building on Sunday. I went to a couple dealers that I saw at the end of Saturday and went back Sunday and closed up some deals. So to kind of sum up the 5 days, Wednesday and Thursday were just like, to me, almost like suffocating. Like the number of people, the heat. But then you kind of get back, you kind of get into a routine a little bit. Friday and Saturday were really good buying days for me. I bought a lot of nice stuff. I'll show a couple cards today that I bought at the National, just a couple examples of how I kind of do things with sports cards. Friday and Saturday were, like I said, I kind of hit my stride there. Made some really good deals, bought a lot of stuff, made deals. And like I said, Sunday, I spent, a couple $100, made some good deals, bought some stuff at some really low prices. I left the show really, really happy. I have been to, I think, 9 Nationals now. And the first one I went to was in Baltimore. Actually, my brother, AK Endless Sports Cards, met me in Baltimore. And we really liked it so much that we just have kind of went ever since, whenever we get the chance. And so a lot of fun. All right. A lot of fun. If you've never been to the National, try to make plans. I know it's not easy for everyone. For me, living where I live a little bit in the Grand Rapids area in Michigan. I can get to Chicago fairly easily. I can get to Cleveland. I think it's about a 6.5 hour drive from here to Cleveland, roughly 6.5-ish, something like that. So I can get to a lot of Nationals. The Atlantic City ones, I'm just not interested in. I hear a lot of stuff about it. If you go, awesome. If you get a chance to go, like I said, at any National, take advantage of the opportunity. It's a collector Super Bowl. And it doesn't matter what you collect. You collect hockey, baseball, basketball, football, wrestling, Pokemon. You're seeing more and more of. The shows I go to, I'm seeing more and more Pokemon, which isn't a bad thing either. Getting more people in the hobby, getting more kids involved. Those are all good things. I don't have any issues with that. I have no get off my lawn issues about that. As I shoot videos, the get off my lawn stuff, I'll mention a few things here and there about things I don't necessarily like seeing in a hobby. But I'm one person in the hobby, so it's not like I'm not the czar of the hobby, so I'm not gonna be able to fix it. But if enough people get on, channels and things and talk about it, we can make some change, I think. So here are some things that I bought. Here's some examples of some of the things I bought at the National. These first 3 cards I bought off the same person. Generally, I collect basketball cards, but at the National, I found some really good deals on some cards I'd never had before. Here's an example. This is a Joe Montana rookie. It's a SGC3. All right, the tuxedo slabs. I didn't pay $55 for it. I paid a little less, as you'll see. But I bought that card from the same, from one dealer. I also bought a Dan Marino rookie. This is the PSA slab. This is a PSA 5. Okay, those guys played against one another in a Super Bowl even. And then the third card I bought off the guy was this card. I had never owned one of these. I've collected for about 30 years, and I collected during this time period and opened up quite a few Upper Deck packs. That's back in the day where Upper Deck packs were $1. And that was like the end of the universe, that they were $1. Everything else was 25 cents or something. But I did get this Griffey PSA 7. And so if you look at the prices, 55 and 45, it's 100 and 165, adding in the Griffey. What I did was just kind of bundle the 3 and ask if I could get $150 for the 3. And the guy was great and said, sure, no problem. These are the kind of deals that you can make all the time at the National. You have people that complain about, dealers' prices are too high and they're not willing to negotiate. That's not really the case. That's not what I see anyways. What I look at is, hey, the question I always ask myself about dealers is, do they want to carry all this stuff home, or do they want to make deals and make money? Or in some cases, maybe lose money, but get the cards out of the case. And so in this case, $15 is not a lot to ask for there. So they shaved a little bit off each of them. So let's say $5 off each of them. And it was a good deal. And we both went home happy. So those are 3 cards. Like I said, I usually collect basketball, but those are 3 cards I thought were pretty iconic. A 4th card that I bought, and this is a card I've always kind of wanted. Once again, not a basketball card. So Rickey Henderson rookie. PSA 7. I'm not into buying cards that are thousands of dollars. I just don't. I don't look at cards as that big of a, investment. It's not an asset to me. They're things that I collect, and if I can make trades into bigger cards, I can do that. And I've got some bigger cards, but I'm not gonna. It's not an asset class. I'm not investing. If I flip once in a while, it's fine. But this was a card that I've been looking for at the National, and there's a lot of these you can find at the National, but on the 125 sticker, I actually talked to the guy. I said, hey, would you take $100 for it? At that time, the 7s were selling for about $100, and I figure, well, I'll negotiate, and I'll come up, but the thing about negotiating, if I would have said, hey, if I started at 110, I couldn't go down to 100. So I just said, well, I'll start at 100. That's what they're going for. And the guy said, sure. So, I made a good deal for that card. So I took the 4 cards that I showed you, I saved, $40 on. And if you're making deals like that all day long at the National, you're going to save yourself, hundreds of dollars, potentially. And so I use that money, that $40, let's say, that I kind of shaved off on those cards to buy a card like this. Okay, this is a Kevin Durant. This is not a rookie card or anything. It's just a 2013 Prism. It's a really, really sharp-looking Durant card. Green. It's a PSA 9. This card I did not negotiate on. This is a guy that, I bought a bunch of cards from, and he didn't want to budge on those cards, and I didn't ask either. So but this is just a really, really sharp card. People talk about etching in chromium cards, and this has got a lot of etching, and it's a really sharp looking card. And so, you make deals like the ones I showed you with the Rickey and the Ken Griffey Jr. and all those, And you can put those together, and you can you can make some real deals on some cards, and maybe pick up a few. They're not technically free, but with the money you're saving, you can pick up some cards, maybe some extra ones. All right, so those are a few examples of some of the cards I bought at the National. This is a pretty good intro video. I don't want to spend a lot of time with the first one. I'm going to edit and do all that. So as far as where I'm going to be the next couple of weekends, next Saturday I'm going to be in Lansing at the Lansing Card Show. That is a great show for the Midwest. A week after that, I'm going to be in Shipshewana for the Labor Day show in Shipshewana. Two great Midwestern shows. Okay, if you live in the Midwest, if you live in Michigan, if you live in Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin, wherever, though, if you can have access to those shows, if you can get to those shows, go. Those are two really good shows in the Midwest where you can find a lot of different things. There's something for everyone at those shows. So I want to thank everybody. Kitos, that's Finnish word for thanks. And we'll see you down the trail.